was painting in my dining room in Waterdown, and as other artists will know, that's a bit of a pain because it's dinner time. You got to clean it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I needed my own space, but at the time I wasn't. I sold my work always, but it wasn't like super popular at that time. So I was examining the city of Hamilton. I was looking at the different arts groups and wondering where I could get involved. And a friend of mine, who actually was the wife of one of the investors in Hotel Hamilton, said, go down and check it out. Just check it out, go look. And I'm like, fine, if it was anything just to sell some work to lawyers.
Sure.
I was like, I'll meet some, I'll give my card. And I went down and I fell in love with the space. But what they offered me was pretty neat. They let me do 3 art crawls in the space before it was finished, because it would open up for every art crawl, and people loved to see the building in action, like in getting used to it. And you and I did an art crawl together before they put up the wall.
That's right.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
And every art crawl, I sold what would be my rent. So the projected rent for the space. I was like, okay, so then the art crawl would alone pay for the space. So I took it. And my career was launched at that point, because the art crawl found me, art galleries found me, people came month after month, and they say that people need to see you 7 times to believe your brand. So the 7 times would happen. They'd come and they'd make an appointment to buy, and they didn't always buy on an art crawl, but a lot of my clients come back because of the art crawl.
You'd meet people there, and it would kind of go from there. And then that would have been about 4 years ago, I believe. Now that
started. Yep.
That's incredible, because then since then you've now actually purchased and moved your studio into a building just up the street on James North.
Well, as soon as I got into that, the Hotel Hamilton, it was something I was just throwing around. Just how do we buy a building in Hamilton? And we did something very different than some people think. We actually lived in Waterdown. We owned a house in Waterdown, and we sold our house in Waterdown and moved downtown Hamilton. Whereas sometimes people will say, isn't it supposed to be the other way? You move from downtown to Waterdown?
Right.
But we sold our house, and it was a 1,200 square foot bungalow. There's 7 of us.
Wow.
So we're all in a 1,200 square foot bungalow. We moved downtown into a 2,400 foot 100-year Victorian.
Oh, awesome.
And with the money left over, because you know what Waterdown's like, we were able to renovate our home and buy a building on James Street. I don't know why people don't do this.
That's incredible. That's the quintessential Hamilton revival story, I think, with James North.
Exactly right. Now we have a partner, so and he has great vision for Hamilton as well. He owns different buildings, and he's a partner in the Hotel Hamilton. But my husband is the contractor. He did all the renos, and I got my dream. So now I work down there every day. And it's really fun to meet people in the streets, like Sesame Street, when everybody walks by. It's like, hi, you know all your neighbors.
Everyone knows each other on the street.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a great community, and it's a beautiful gallery as well.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit where it's located there, just so our viewers understand.
Well, it's right in between Cannon and Mulberry, and we're right beside Graham Crawford's History and Heritage. And my son-in-law, I'll brag, my husband is a contractor. My son-in-law did all of the renovations in my studio, and it's a gorgeous space. And we're just about to take advantage of the facade grant that the city does, and we're about to start our facade. And so by June or July's art crawl, there'll be a grand unveiling of this absolutely gorgeous building.